All right. So first of all, I'm going to open up my anchor chart so you all can see what we have worked on in our guided lesson. Modeling with hundreds blocks to multiply tenths is you take your first factor and then you shade it in. And in this case, either rows or columns. If you say rows for or vertical or horizontally for the first factor, then that means for the second factor, you will need to show it vertically or in columns. If you do the opposite and say columns first or vertically, then your second factor must be the opposite, which is horizontal or rows. Where you see your factors overlap, you must count your hundredths to get your product. So as you can see in the anchor chart, 4/10 times 6/10 is equal to 24 hundredths. Let's see here. Now, the essential question today is we have worked on multiplying decimals by whole numbers, but how can we show multiplying decimals by decimals? That's our essential question today. Having tools and strategies to use is very important because great mathematicians use appropriate tools strategically. One key word with our strategy that I want you all to really pay attention to is what's called overlapping. When your two factors overlap, you get your product. Now, this, I'm going to move my take note. Using strategies to multiply decimals by whole numbers, it will not work. Now, I repeat, using overlapping strategies to multiply a decimal by a whole number, it will not work. You must use repeat addition. So let's take a deep look in our guided application. It's best if you, to help you get some practice, to use your tools at home to practice the strategy as I model. Now let's take a look. I have 7/10 as my first factor, and I have 6/10 as my second factor. My first factor, I'm going to show it vertically or rows. I'm going to shade in 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10. 7/10 is shaded. My second factor, excuse me, not rows, columns. Change that. Going too fast. All right. Second factor is rows or horizontally. One-tenth, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10. Now I must ask myself this question. What do I notice? Where do the lines or the shading overlap? Well, when I mark them, I see that they overlap let me just, about right here. Now I ask myself, how many hundredths were shaded? Don't use that too much. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hundredths, 14 hundredths, 15 hundredths, 16 hundredths, 17, 18 hundredths, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, a little faster, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I still got some more. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36 hundredths so far. But I still got some more overlapping. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and what? 42. I now have 42 hundredths shaded. So therefore, my product is 0 ones and 42 hundredths. Seven tenths times 6 tenths is equal to 42 hundredths because my model, use this yellow, overlaps 42 hundredths. All right. So let's look at one more example. And this time I'm going to give you all, show me which one let me see a show of hands for those who would like to see 3/10 times 2/10. Show of hands. Or 7/10 times 3/10. Which one? First hands up for 3/10 times 2/10. Show of hands. Let me see how many I got. Only one, two, three for the first one. Going once, going twice. All right, so far I got 3 votes for the first number sentence. All right, show of hands for 7/10 times 3/10. Show of hands. Up, looks like the second one wins. I got 5 votes to 4 votes. Going once, going twice. Cool. All right, so let's see. First things first. First factor is 7/10. Columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Second factor, rows. 1, 2, let's get rid of that one. 2, 3, 4, no, excuse me, 3. All right. Where do they overlap? And how many are overlapped? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Final product, 21 hundredths. Cool, huh? This is using math models to show tenths times tenths or decimal tenths times decimal tenths using overlapping. Any questions so far? Let me know. Just raise your hand. Let me know. I know that was a lot. Ashley Morales, are you raising your hand? I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. You have a question? Okay.
No.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like for you all to do is we will take some time for independent time, take a quick break, and then when we come back, I will give you your independent assignment so you all can explore your new skill. Yes, Jordan, I see you raised your hand. You may speak. Jordan, are you there? Okay. All right. So,